Hey guys, what's going on? It's Bobby with you, and today we're going to do a very special review. We're going to do a lens review, actually two lenses, and we're going to do something we've never done before on this channel, shoot at night, which we've never done, and also we're going to review the lenses by shooting film. That's right. I mean, now this is Tech 360. You're thinking, well, aren't you a tech channel? Yes, but we do camera reviews, and as you notice, we like to do a lot of camera reviews and lens reviews, and I thought to myself, you know, as a person who loves photography, and it's a big hobby of mine, I love it. I've been very fortunate enough to shoot pictures that were reference photos for cameras, manuals out there, and then like shoot for a TV show that I hosted in. But I thought shooting film is a hobby that I like to do personally when I'm off reviewing stuff, because I like to hone my craft. And I think that one of the best ways to do it is sort of like take a step back and use something that's fully manual, where all you have is pretty much your lens, the speed of your film, your focusing, your aperture, and that's it. One focus point, there's no continuous shooting, there's no eye tracking, there's none of that. It's just you, the camera, the lens, and the film. You hope you get it right, because developing film is expensive. So we're gonna do that tonight. Anyway, I've been fortunate enough to work with Riceball Photography here in Singapore. Now, if you haven't been to Singapore and you're gonna come over here and you're looking for, let's say, you know, secondhand lenses, you're looking for really cool camera bags or vintage cameras, and books and lighting, they have everything. Check them out. Riceball Photography. We'll put the description in the link below. They're also the distributors for Voigtlander lenses. So they have provided us with the 35 f2 Ultron. This is the newest from the vintage line that just came out. And then also I have with us the 1.2 Nokton. Now this came out a few months back and created a lot of waves in the community because everybody wants a good 50. We're going to review both of these lenses on CineStill 800, which is one of my favorite films to use. Love it. Love the kind of greenish tint it has to it. And then when you shoot lights, sometimes it just gets this burst of red. It's really cool. And, you know, just overall how the lens performs on film. And then you can decide if these are the right lenses for you. So let's get down to it. Now first we got to talk more about this lens, because this is a very new lens from Voigtlander. I think it just came out like a few weeks ago here in Singapore, and it's a 35 f2. Now everybody wants a good 35. There's a ton of 35s out there. I mean, the 35 Summicron from Leica is a phenomenal lens. The 35 1.4 Summilux, phenomenal lens. The f2, a very, very good lens. It's fast enough for low light, great bokeh, but it's great for street as well. And Voigtlander's done a tremendous job, I think, personally, on the design of this. Now, this is from their vintage line, so it has a bit more of that vintage feel to it. I'm gonna take off the lens hood for a second so you get to see this. It's a very tiny lens. It's only 170 grams, so it's really light on the camera. By the way, the camera that I'm using is the Leica MP film camera. It's my personal camera, by the way. Leica is not sponsoring this in any way. I just love it. Can't say enough about it. Anyway, going back to the lens for a second, we've got 8 elements in 5 groups. You've got 10 aperture blades, and you've got a minimum focusing distance of 58 centimeters. So that's actually a little bit closer than you would normally get on a rangefinder lens. Now, of course, there's discrepancies online if it actually does 58 or not because of the limitations of the camera, but that's what Voigtlander's touting. Also, the diameter of the filter is 39 millimeters, so if you want to get an ND filter or just get a UV filter that I have on it right now, 39 millimeters, you're good to go. And it is an aspherical lens, so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck on this. Very affordable, a much less expensive option than a Leica, but how does it perform? Now it's time to take some photos. now we're moving into my lens. This is actually my own personal lens, is the 50 1.2 Nokton. Now, previously, I actually had a 50 1.4 Summilux spherical lens, and I let it go because I got an offer I couldn't refuse, honestly. Leica glass keeps going up in value, even secondhand. But anyway, I had a lot of friends telling me, Bobby, you gotta try this lens. It's really good. And you know what? They're right. It's actually pretty impressive. And Voigtlander's done an amazing job with this. And I'm not the only one. Actually, you can go on the forums and check it out because a lot of buzz in the Leica community, the Sony community, and anybody that wants to shoot with Leica glass and wants an alternative, the 50 1.2 has been doing some amazing work. But let's talk about what's inside of this for a second. Now, this is a double spherical lens. You've got 6 elements, 8 groups. You've got 12 aperture blades on this. Minimal focusing distance is 0.7 meters. So that's pretty much what you're gonna get on rangefinder lenses out there. The weight on this is slightly heavier. Actually, not slightly, it's double the weight of the Ultron. It's 344 grams. So for a glass that's fast at 1.2 like this, that's a pretty decent weight because 1.2 lenses are usually quite big. Even a 1.2, I mean, you know, look at the, like, for example, the 50 1.2 from Canon. That's a big lens. Beautiful lens, by the way, but it's big. And the Noctilux from Leica, which at 0.95 is also a big lens. So this is pretty compact when you compare it between those two. The diameter for the filters is 52 millimeters, for those who want to know that. And overall, it feels great because it's got this rigid focal ring here, which I love. It brings you back to that Summicron, those Summiluxes back in the day, even the limited editions they just recently released. And it's buttery smooth. It's got red markings on it. So for me, I kind of like my lenses to match my camera, and it matches really well with the MP here. I do wish it was black paint, but we can't have it all. But the one thing, okay, there's one thing I don't like about this lens aesthetically, and it's actually this chrome ring right here. It just, to me, it takes away from the vintage look of it, you know? You don't see vintage lenses like this so much, but I guess that's Voigtlander's, I don't know, that's what they want to do with it. But they did change it on the E-mount for Sony, so why didn't they just, anyway. That's another topic for another day. But besides that, you can cover it with the lens hood, which you have here. The Voigtlander's lens hoods are really good. You just push it, turn it, and it stays secure. It's really sturdy, and it's good quality. It's metal, so you can't go wrong with that. Anyway, let's shoot some photos. All right, guys, that wraps up our lens review here. Something new that we're trying at Tech 360, so let us know what you think in the comment section below. If you want to see more lens reviews or camera reviews in this style, we'd be glad to do it. Anyway, just to wrap up on the 50 1.2, I love the lens, super fast, great quality. I do got to tell you, though, if you want to get this lens and you want to shoot it in daylight, get an ND filter. I have a 6-stop ND filter for my camera right here, because it's 1/1000 shutter speed, so I definitely need it. Anyway, I want to thank Riceball Photography for providing the Voigtlander lens, and Sean from Camera Assembly for doing the scanning and developing of the film here. These are guys that I go to for a lot of my camera needs, and I do recommend them wholeheartedly. So I'll leave their contacts in the description below. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube because we love subscribers. Follow us on Facebook. Until the next one, take care.